welcome back, guys. This is the GSTL here at the Mukdong Studios in Seoul, Korea. And there we have our next two players, Thorzane versus Taeja. Mouse Thorzane playing for F.United versus Taeja from the Team Slayers, of course. We've got ourselves a game, Moltrap. It's a pretty one-sided game so far today, but
I gotta say, by the way, I love that intro, man. The like sort of techno music intro with the weird, kind of nonsensical 3D objects floating around and breaking apart and coming back together.
It's like the NFL or something, man. Everybody wants to have like Transformers things.
Yeah. All right.
And
we're
so
going to get started here pretty soon.
Well, our next map is going to be Antigua Shipyard.
Ah, yes.
Yep, which is a fun map. I'm liking it more and more the more I see games on it. It's got that high ground in the middle where you can actually take a pretty well-protected gold base if you can get control of that middle ground. And in a TVT, that is pretty vital, especially if you get the cross-position spawns. I have to see where these guys end up.
I like the fact that they chose that for Thorzane since Terran's been doing pretty well on this map.
Yeah. It wouldn't be surprised at all if Thorzane liked it.
Since it's a TVT, but
yes.
Let's get started. Let's see if F.United can get back into this match.
All right, over on the left side of the map, or the top of the map now, we have our player from F.United. Plays
F.United,
Thorzane, the player everybody's been waiting for. Slayers have been waiting for this guy to come out. He's really moving his mouse fast there, apparently. And there is our player from Slayers, winner of the last two games. He is
Slayers, Taeja.
So TVT on Antigua Shipyards. Taeja's got to be feeling a little bit of pressure right now. I mean, he's going up against the person that everyone's been, that everyone's been talking about. Moltrap has the APM tab open right now, and
Taeja is spamming it up, man.
He was up at like 500.
Insane.
Yeah. 500 APM.
There we go.
That's a very, and when you have 500 APM, your SCVs mine that much faster, Moltrap. It makes a big difference to have such high APM early in the game.
There are a few things that you can do, actually, early on to try and make your units mine a little bit faster. You can try and get more SCVs on the close patches if you pay special attention to them and make sure that they're not going to the far patches. That
can do little things like that.
It can make a little bit of a difference. We don't even see a lot of pros doing that necessarily.
Yeah, really, there's no reason to spam like that so early in the game.
But
it's just kind of a habit thing. Some players prefer to do it, some don't.
Yeah, you don't need 500 APM to put your workers on close patches. But we do have a 1 racks into gas going for Thorzane, and it looks like the same thing going on over here for Slayers, similar at least.
Yep, similar openings here. We've seen a lot of Terran players do the gasless fast expanded TVT lately, but not both of these guys. Banshees are still very popular in TVT, although lately we've been seeing a lot of players get fast Blue Flame, of course, too. Fast pre-igniter upgrade for their Hellions. Curious to see if both of these guys go mech, or if one of them's going to try bio. A lot of options in TVT these days.
Well, Taeja did get his gas earlier than Thorzane, actually, even though they both went for relatively early gas. And so Taeja already has a factory going down, and Thorzane does not. So I'm not sure what exactly he's going to do. He is producing some Marines right now. And what's he going to do? We're going to find out. The SCV is going to build a...
Well, I wonder, I didn't see it when the game was starting. I wonder if Taeja actually went gas first then.
I think he did.
Yeah, you kind of have to if you're going to be able to afford that factory right after the first barracks goes down. So, yep, gas first. And, a lot of gas first stuff, especially now adding the second refinery on there, means is at the starport. Yep, starport, so probably going to be Banshees.
Very likely.
Could conceivably be a Blue Flame Hellion drop, I suppose, though. And I think we're going to see Banshees from Thorzane as well.
We did see also a... didn't we see like this build turned into actually a Blue Flame Hellion Marine attack or something like that?
It can, yeah.
I don't remember what that build was the other day that we saw, but it looked like Banshees, and then it changed into more of a siege tank kind of an attack.
I have to take back what I was saying about Thorzane. It's actually probably going to be Blue Flame for Thorzane.
Ah, yes.
Yep. Decided to switch the factory over. And so there's the starport switching with the tech lab for Taeja. Is going to be going Cloak and Banshee. So Cloak Banshee versus Marine and Blue Flame Hellion. opening from Thorzane. So, I don't know, it might be a little bit difficult for Thorzane to hold that off. His Marines aren't going to have stim. He's not going to have quite as many Marines as he would normally have with it.
Yeah.
So I think Tasia might have some success with this.
This could actually be pretty bad. Hellions going to come up here and prod the front. And that is actually huge because if he can get any damage on those Marines, it means the Banshee is going to be that much more effective when it comes in here. And he has gotten Cloak first before even getting the Banshee, so he's going to very, very quick Cloak. And, oh no, yeah, well, Thorzane's getting Reactor on his barracks, but...
Well, I'm guessing what he's probably going to want to do with that is switch it over to the starport and start producing Vikings.
Hopefully.
That can help with Banshees quite a bit, obviously, and then that lets him kind of have the higher Viking numbers to go into mech a little bit later. Also expanding, of course, we do see the command center there.
And you're right, he's going to switch over the starboard onto the reactor. Is he going to make Vikings? He makes 1 Viking and 2 Vikings. Excellent.
Oh, yeah.
So he is going to have Vikings. He's going to have to basically burn these Marines to buy time for those Vikings. Probably going to lose some SCVs in the meantime as well. Yeah,
he is going to definitely take some damage from this Banshee. And, you know, all right, so the Cloak gets revealed a little bit early there. No stim right now for Thorzane. He is going to have a second orbital command done pretty soon, but he's losing so many SCVs right now.
Yeah, he does not have a scan right now either, so there's basically nothing he can do but sit here and take it.
Long time until a scan comes out for Thorzane, and this is starting to look pretty bad for Thorzane. That Banshee up to 11 kills, 12 kills now.
This is
ouch.
This is actually disgusting.
All right, there's the scan finally. Banshee's even going to escape.
Oh,
no. He lets the Banshee get away.
And it actually just ran out of energy.
Second Banshee comes
If he chased it, he could have killed it, but he's got to worry about this Banshee now. He does have a scan, I believe.
Does he have a second? Did he? Okay, he does have 1 scan on his main orbital. There it is. And this Banshee better not get away. There it goes. All right.
Ouch.
So let's look at
the end of the day, 18 SCVs killed by Tasia. That is brutal.
Yep, that was pretty successful. I mean, Tasia went about as fast Cloak Banshees as you could possibly go. You know, going for that gas before barracks, going for the very early second gas. Thorzane went for an opening that defends Banshees a little bit later. You know, that would defend it at a little bit later timing, which is usually the more common one too, but unfortunately Tasia was going for that quick Banshee this time around.
Exactly, just kind of an unlucky build order disadvantage there. 3 Vikings out now.
Yep.
And does he have a scan though? Yes.
Yep.
And
he's gonna lose that Banshee.
that Banshee as well. So he's getting diminishing returns with these Banshees now. That one's probably just going to go home.
Yeah, I would say so. I don't think there's any reason to send any more Banshees in there at the moment. Now he needs to kind of start worrying about the air advantage here. We did just see Tasia get a Raven, and that'll help him kind of cope with having lower Viking numbers initially, just because of point defense drone. Looks like both players are going to be going, well, Tasia definitely going mech. Thorzane doesn't really have a whole lot of production yet just because he's so low on SCVs right now.
Yeah. Well, Thorzane did actually get Siege Tech up in the meantime of all that, so he's actually going to be able to defend a little bit. And here we go, landing those Vikings, trying to take out some SCVs.
And he's actually doing a good amount of damage with this. Thorzane was pretty, or Tasia rather, was pretty out of position with his units. Wow, these Vikings killing a lot of units right now.
Yeah, he's actually doing really well. He needs to get out of there now, though. He's going to lose all of his Vikings.
Yep, should be lifting. He does lose 1 Viking. Oh, he's going to be losing all his Vikings, in fact.
Beautiful timing. And in the meantime, while that Viking dies, the Banshee's in the main of Thorzane again.
Yep.
And actually,
did get taken out by the turret.
Yeah, it died. Yeah. He sent in the one with low hit points.
Yep, it's the only one he had left, yeah.
Didn't repair it.
Yeah, Slayer's Tasia's just going to move out right now. Try to maybe take a little bit more of a defensive position in the middle of the map. Both of these players do have siege mode, though, so it's going to be tough, I think, for Tasia to kind of get in there and do some damage.
Tasia actually doesn't have siege mode yet, interestingly.
Oh, he doesn't?
Yeah, he was spending so much gas on the Banshees, I think, that he just could not spare it.
That could be.
So Thorzane does have that advantage. He's got a tank on the high ground, and that might be all he needs.
Well, he's actually going to be getting the pre-igniter before the siege mode. Viking advantage.
Oh, no!
Oh,
the Viking gave vision, and he was able to snap that tank before it did almost any damage.
This is starting to look pretty bad for Thorzane. Yeah, it's going to be looking pretty rough. He's getting that natural denied, which is exactly what Tasia needs right now. Just going to roll those tanks right in there.
Oh, no, and the point defense drone actually doesn't do very much right now. Vikings landing anyway to try and fight this ground attack off.
Yeah, Thorzane will be able to hold this off, but taking a lot of damage at the same time. Vikings landing too, and now a lot of SCVs are going to die. Oh, does lift those off. Manages to not lose any Vikings, and that's really important. I mean, if you're going to be landing your Vikings, it's very important to take them off again.
Wow.
Get them away before you lose any. Thorzane had, a decent air advantage, and he kind of threw it away a little bit to try to catch up with the SCV count.
Yeah, that was a really good time to pull out for Tasia. Even though he was, doing a lot of damage there, he pulled out with very low hit points on a tank, 2 Vikings, and his Raven. So now you can repair that all up, and without just losing it all. So,
well, I really like that he was using the barracks for vision too. That's a nice touch that a lot of meching players are starting to do in StarCraft 2. Yeah, so Taja's pretty far ahead right now.
Yeah. And, I mean, Thorzane probably can't be killed just now if he gets a couple of tanks out and has them in good spots. Terrans are obviously very good at defending. He's building a bunker at his natural. Yep. But he's going to be so far behind right now that Tasia can basically do whatever he wants. He can take more bases, which he is. He can just build up an army and try and roll over him later on.
Yeah, that's kind of something that might be okay for Thorzane, though, just because he is kind of a methodical player anyway. But
no.
I don't know, man. He's losing his Vikings again. Things are starting to look pretty rough for Thorzane.
Should probably land his Viking, but it doesn't even matter actually at this point. Yep. Auto turrets have been dropped.
GG.
There's the GG.
Wow, and Thorzane, they didn't even need to use their snipers. Thorzane taken out in short order by Slayer's Taja, and is Taja on the way to another all-kill. One win away from his second all-kill in the GSTL.
Yep.
Makes me wonder if anyone else has gotten 2 all-kills.
And 1 win away from getting Slayers their first victory in the team league.
Yeah. Pointing at Ryung, they're like, we don't even need you. We've got Taja this time.
Ryung, he wanted a chance to go out there and get some kills so he could get some spotlight, but doesn't look like he's going to have the chance at this point. I mean, only 1 game left.
So here's the question now.
If Slayers wins.
Are they going to send out Naniwa, you think? I think it's probably a good choice.
Probably.
I think he's their best hope.
I think he is as well, even though Taja has very good Terran versus Protoss. I think Naniwa has the most staying power, the most
he's the best overall player that's on the bench right now that's left over. Yeah,
exactly.
I would agree.
So, because Naniwa is going to have a hard time beating Taja, but I think he's going to have more of a chance of beating anyone else that they send out also.
And everyone's having a hard time beating Taja today.
That's true.
Yep. Yeah, he is playing really well. Thorzane, though, he made a couple mistakes that game. He tried to... first of all, the timings just were kind of unfortunate for when the Banshees came in. Yeah. That just happens sometimes.
He just got really unlucky there.
Well, there was that, but the big mistake, the big first mistake that caused him a lot of trouble was losing those Vikings early on after landing and doing that harassment. He pushed a little bit too far, didn't take off in time, lost all his Vikings.
Yeah, he kind of he got about a dozen SCVs with that. That was actually really good. Yeah. But if he'd pulled out a few SCVs earlier. Anyway, we're going to find out who F.United sends out next.
It's got to be Naniwa. I'd be shocked if it wasn't Naniwa.
Very likely. Let's see the confirmation. Yes.
And it is. Yep.
Dignitas Naniwa striding over to the booth.
And Taja, he knows that this guy is the other guy on F.United that everybody wants to take out. Of course, Naniwa did win the match last week, beating Genius, I believe it was, on MVP.
In the last game.
Yep. 1 win, 1 loss so far in the GSL. So must be combining Code A and Team League matches overall, I guess?
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's record matches or something. I don't know. We'll figure that out, how they determine that kind of thing.
You have to ask.
But yes, he actually unfortunately went 0-2 in his Code A matches, but he did win his 1 GSTL game.
Yep. And interestingly enough, as you can see there, one of our few left-handed players in StarCraft 2.
He actually uses his mouse with his left hand and uses the keyboard with his right. Obviously, it's doesn't matter as much if you're not really typing. You're just using it as basically a controller.
You know who else is actually a left-handed StarCraft 2 player?
Who?
Remind. Yeah, the Warcraft 3
Oh,
player.
okay.
He's at the GOM house. He's been at the GOM house for a day or two now, just kind of playing around to Starcraft too, and he actually plays left-handed.
I did not know that.
Yeah, plays Protoss
I
too, in
didn't
case
notice.
anyone's wondering.
I saw him playing, but I looked at his screen. I didn't actually look at his keyboard. That's funny.
Yeah, I see all Mole Trap, including the next map.
All I could think of was, oh, tell me about the next map.
It's going to be Terminus Re. Very big map for a TVP. Probably going to see a little bit of a longer game on this map, obviously.
Hopefully.
Yep. And the question is, are we going to see any sort of different play than we normally did? Looks like Naniwa has a question about something there.
He actually just got dropped out of the lobby for some reason, so maybe some technical difficulties.
Whoops. Yeah, well, we'll get into the game as fast as we possibly can.
Yeah, we'll get there pretty soon.
I gotta
I'm trying to remember. Go ahead, sorry.
Oh, I was just going to talk about how confident Teja looks.
And he has reason to be, man.
Yeah.
He has reason to be. I was trying to remember the name of the left-handed professional Brood War player, and I think it was a Zerg player. I think it might have been GG Amo, but I don't remember if it was him or another Zerg player with a G in his name.
Okay. You'd know better than I would for that.
What was the... haven't been following Brood War very much lately, but there's another Zerg with a G in his name. One of those two plays left-handed. Anyway, yeah, man, so it's all on the line for Naniwa here. He is going to have to come back and beat 4 Slayers players in a row if he's going to take the win for F.United here.
He's going to need to reverse all kill. That'd be a pretty big accomplishment.
Yeah,
very difficult to do.
If he was able to do that, that would be huge. That would be huge. And, I mean, I think even if he's able to get 1 or 2 wins against Slayers, I think that would even be a good accomplishment as well. So you just got to take it one game at a time. You
have to expect, too, that Slayers is going to get, a match win at some point in the Team League this season. I think this is probably their best chance. I mean, they're doing really well so far. They're going to be able to close it out. We're going to find out. We're going to get into the game right now. Naniwa versus Teji here at the GSTL.